Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. AMC Stock is actually down today. Not so great. Not a new multi-year low like we seen yesterday, but still not moving higher today. Now, we do have a couple things we need to talk about here in this video. We're going to get into everything you need to know about AMC Stock as well as the broader markets. We do have a big earnings today and after hours as well that I think you need to be familiar with. So hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. So first things first, what's going on in our markets today? Well, not a whole lot. Some news on Target, but really, small caps are outperforming for the most part, right? Russell 2000 is up 1.42%. That's what makes today kind of really bad for AMC. The fact that small caps are doing so well, but AMC is not. Now, a vast majority of what we're actually seeing today is strength around the consumer. You're seeing this today here. Holiday spending to be up big even as approval of Biden hits new low, CNBC economic survey shows. It says intended holiday spending per person jumped 31% to $1,300 this year, according to the CNBC All-American economic survey. 18% of respondents said they will spend more this holiday, yet 66% of Americans are negative about the current state of the economy and the outlook, a record for the last 17 years of the survey. Biden's overall approval rate fell to 35%, the lowest CNBC has recorded in its presidency. His economic approval rose a point to 33%, and disapproval declined a point to 62%. The survey of 1,002 Americans throughout the country was conducted December 8th through the 12th and has a margin of error of plus or minus 3.1%. Now, so a little bit of good news maybe here on the economy and how people are feeling. But really what's happening right now is a lot of funds, a lot of money managers are putting their outlooks out there for, Wall Street. And they are going with really the same narrative, right? Interest rate sensitive names, small cap stocks, and mega cap tech. That's kind of what we're seeing across the board as far as, where these funds want to be allocated. So when the Russell is so beaten down over the past 2 years, not even close to a new all-time high, like not even close. Whereas the S&P, the triple Qs, the other indexes, the Dow are, at new record highs basically every day. The Russell is just not there. And that is, leading to more money going into small cap stocks right now. This is something I have literally been pounding the table on. I sound like I am beating a dead horse, but you're watching it come true in front of your eyes. I mean, and I think there's a long way to go here. Just when you look at the amount of money out there, there's a long way to go in this, great shift of capital. Now, a couple different things that I will point out. Ryan Dietrich said, last week saw 68% of the components in the S&P 500 make a new 20-day high. This is one of the highest readings ever and suggests extreme buying pressure. Going back 50 years, higher a year later, 10 out of 10 times and up 18.1% on average. Yet another clue, this bull is alive and well, and Ryan Dietrich runs the Carson Group. I know a lot of you guys have probably heard of that. Now it says, to my eye, the single biggest story of the year was the durability of the U.S. economy. Recall the starting point. This came from a colleague, Brett Nelson, back in early January. And you can see the odds of a recession were at about 44%. That's currently where they still are. It's the most anticipated recession in all of history. And as you know about anticipation and, predicted recessions, they usually don't tend to happen, right? The thing that is priced in the most doesn't actually tend to occur the most. Very interesting. Now, the short bear put out this as well, the biggest inflow ever for the S&P 500. I mean, holy guacamole. That's insane. That's $2 billion, a little bit over $2 billion that went into the SPY just within the last, couple of days here. By far the biggest inflow. And that's why you continue to see the SPY and the NASDAQ and IWM continue to, do well here. But I do want to be a little bit careful with the broader indexes just because, it's one of those situations where big cap tech controls those indexes, but big cap tech is not going to benefit from rates going lower next year, right? So that is a little bit problematic. Now, FundStrat says, despite a near 20% rally in the QQQ since late October, the amount of cash on the sidelines, now at 5.886 trillion, funds might begin to deploy cash in the new calendar year, which might help to fuel the market rally even more. And that's exactly it. There's so much cash there on the sidelines that if you consider $5.88 trillion just in money market funds, let's not talk about cash in brokerage accounts. Let's not talk about just straight up treasury bonds, right? Which you're probably looking at 20 trillion or more out there. The entire market cap of the Russell 2000 is less than $3 trillion, is around $2.7 trillion, more or less at different points. But right now, it's at about $2.5 trillion, I would imagine. Back in May, the Russell 2000 market cap was $2.23 trillion. So I imagine it's higher than that, maybe $2.5 trillion or so. So you have, like 5 times the amount of cash out there, investable cash out there, as the value of the Russell 2000 in its entirety. So FundStrat's Tom Lee, the guy that's, really gotten it right over the past 18 months or so, predicting the rally we've seen in 2023. He says small cap stocks could rally 50% in this upcoming year. And honestly, I think that is probably the most reasonable assumption here. So definitely something to keep in mind. And again, I've been pounding the table on this. I think it's just very obvious at this point what is what's happening. Now let's get into this big earnings that will be taking place here in after hours. This is from Earnings Whisper, free tool you guys can use on X. They break down the biggest earnings that we'll be reporting. Big earnings today in after hours. FedEx will be reporting earnings. Now, why is FedEx so important? Well, it's telling you about the state of the consumer, essentially, right? If people are buying more products, well, FedEx should do well. Now, this is the holiday. We're going to get guidance for the holiday season. And what FedEx says will definitely move FedEx quite a bit, but also move the broader markets as well. Now, I do have a trade on FedEx. If you guys want to see that, check out the link down below in the description of this video. It's one of those trades where, if the stock falls 15%, I put $200 on it. If the stock falls 15% or more today in after hours, we'll make $25,000. That's it. $200 to make $25K. Stock's got to fall 15% though. That's the trade on FedEx. And just because the stock's at almost a new all-time high, I think the risk reward makes a little bit of sense on that. But nonetheless, that's going to be a big earnings today here in after hours. Now, let's give you guys a run through of what's going on with the data with AMC. Again, I do want to point out the fact that AMC stock is down today just doesn't look great, okay? When small cap stocks are, generally speaking, doing very well, across the board, to see AMC red on a day like today is just not great. We really need a commitment from Adam Aron that he is not going to dilute shareholders. If we could get some kind of, commitment there, I think AMC stock would all of a sudden start to perform very, very nicely, but that's just not happened yet. So definitely a little bit concerning, at least in my personal opinion, guys. So, let's go ahead and get into the Ortex data here with AMC stock. Keep in mind, these numbers are not correct. I think, in my personal view, I think these numbers are way too low. But they're the numbers that we have in front of us. So, we basically have to go over them. We do have short interest off free float at 8.59%, $143.25 million dollars worth of short positions. Days to cover 1.05, 21.25 million shares that are currently sold short. Shares out on loan, 10.66 million. Cost to borrow, 1.16%. Utilization of 22.34%. And a short score of 49.81 out of 100. So again, not the most impressive numbers. Cost to borrow average 1.05%, cost to borrow minimum 1.04%, cost to borrow max 1.9%. Ouch. Across the board, rough numbers. Now, as far as the option activity today, the volume is about 73% to the call side, 27% to the put side. So seeing some pretty bullish volumes here. Definitely looks better than not. We're not getting actual option statistics for the day today with hedge funds and institutions. No orders are coming through, so I find that interesting, but you know, considering the stock is down about 0.5%, it probably doesn't look good anyways. So just you know, keep that in mind. Now, as far as the Stocko tracker data, go ahead and give this boy a bit of a refresher. You do have about 11,500 calls currently in the money expiring by this Friday, 83,000 calls out the money. In the money puts at 16,000, out the money puts at 34,000. So definitely a lot of activity on the call side. We'll see what happens there. It's not a guarantee the stock's going to do well, but if the stock does start to do well, then maybe we do start to get a larger upside move. I really think that dilution that we continue to get is just keeping a lot of people on the sidelines. Now, as far as stock twits, the sentiment, you do have the sentiment overall as bearish, and the messaging volume right at about 39, so close to normal. We want to see message volume high no matter what, and sentiment, you know, bearish, bullish, really doesn't matter. But I do want to see the message volume increase here to show people are still, very much involved with AMC. And as you can see, I guess it's all relative because there is quite a lot of, activity here. Actually scroll, there's quite a bit of posts that are being made almost every minute. But still, I want to see those gauges actually reflect that as well, guys. So there is that. 10-year treasury yields down about 3.5 basis points today, continuing to fuel some of this small cap rally that we are seeing. So let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. It looks like AMC is actually now positive. You're unchanged. You were just positive by about 1 cent. You're positive again. Wow. This would be great news if AMC can actually, come back and go substantially positive by the end of the day today, and you're actually up 1/3 of 1% now. Wow, that is fantastic. So let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.